3 years after a tragedy of falling boulders decimated the town of Vale, Isaac, his friends Garrett and Jenna, and the scholar Kraden sneak into the Soul Sanctum on Mount Aleph, hoping to uncover secrets regarding the origins of alchemy. After a bit of scouting, they discover a chamber housing 4 elemental stars, orbs boasting absurd amounts of power. While Isaac retrieved the stars, the main antagonists Saturos and Minardi breach the chamber, capture Jenna and Kraden, and demand the stars as ransom. Isaac hands 3 of the 4 objects to the villains, but when Isaac removes the 4th remaining Mars star, Mount Aleph begins to erupt, and in that time Saturos and Minardi escape with Jenna and Kraden. The wise one who guards the chamber appears and warns Isaac and Garrett that should the 4 elemental stars be used to light the beacons on the 4 elemental lighthouses, the threat of alchemy's influence will resurface, inevitably falling into the wrong hands. Isaac is then teleported out of Mount Aleph with the mission of preventing the destruction of the world, and it is at this point that Isaac decides to leave his hometown, kicking off the tale of Golden Sun. The battle system is akin to a standard turn-based RPG, you got your attack spells, healing, buffs, debuffs, all that good stuff, but what makes the combat so captivating is how they manage to integrate flashy attack animations with the already fast-paced fighting. How in the hell did they manage to make all these kick-ass effects? I've literally never seen anything of this caliber on the Game Boy Advance before, and it's nothing short of phenomenal. But anyway, everything that happens is relegated to text logs that you can accelerate as you see fit. If you just want to steamroll through a horde of enemies, you can quickly mash through, but if you need the time to process what's occurring, you can take it slow and read each log bit by bit. I really adore this freedom because a lot of JRPGs force me to watch lengthy attack animations that I've already seen thousands of times, but Golden Sun isn't like that. It has respect for my sanity. While I was already having a lot of fun with the combat, Golden Sun decided to slap me with these Djinn creatures that are complete game changers in the form of literal badasses. Listen closely because I have a lot to disclose. A Djinn can either be placed on set or standby before you enter a fight. While on set, certain combinations of Djinn will grant your character stat buffs, change your class which might alter the psi energy skills available to you, and provide additional moves called Djinn commands. When you use a Djinn command in battle, you'll lose the buffs and changes you got from that Djinni, along with the Djinni automatically going on standby, which allows you to cast summons. After using a summon, the Djinni will have to spend a certain amount of time recharging until it'll be available for you to get the boosts and commands from it again. The game actively encourages you to explore and collect Djinn in order to expand your arsenal, with some being blatantly visible and others being hidden within specific areas in the overworld. I mean, come on, man, how was I supposed to know that a Djinn was located on that one particular forest patch? As far as difficulty is concerned, Golden Sun is around the easy to moderate level, but it will be mildly taxing if you don't properly equip yourself with the right Djinn. I learned that the hard way, as for a vast majority of the game, I lacked enough Mercury Djinn to make Mia a cleric, which grants her area of effect healing spells. Needless to say, I saw the game over screen more times than fingers on my hands. However, when I did get the Wish and Wish Well skills, Golden Sun became a cakewalk. In essence, grinding levels isn't a necessity as long as your team is well structured. Subsequently, psi energy is also used in the overworld. Skills like move, lift, and carry are used to reposition objects, catalysts like freeze or gloat are administered to reach new areas, or a unique one like mind read is employed to gather information from NPCs. Psychic points, or PP for short, are regenerated as you walk around, which is understandable given you need the resources to fend for yourself during the annoying random encounters while having enough PP to puzzle solve. I personally think they did a great job with the psi energy mechanics, as they add substance to overworld exploration while also insinuating a decent level of thought in the player via various puzzles. Anything psi energy related in this game is some dope stuff, both inside and outside of battles, and the concepts grant Golden Sun its own unique identity. Before we wrap up, I'd like to talk a bit about the characters. The party consists of Isaac, the silent protagonist, Garrett, his best friend, Ivan from the town of Volt, and Mia, a healer from the town of Emil. Said figures unite in their quest to chase Saturos and Minardi and rescue Kraden and Jenna, all while fighting to avert a bleak future. I did like the cast of characters, but I find that their individual personalities don't really stand out. They're simplistically written, which isn't necessarily a bad thing because it makes them easier to follow, but I still would have liked to see some forms of events that provoke character evolution, or maybe a few interactions every now and then to boost platonic chemistry, because I felt that Garen, Ivan, and Mia came across as flat at times. The narrative starts to really kick off with everything transpiring in the Soul Sanctum when Saturos and Minority are established as the bad guys and you gotta stop them, but then it heavily slows down as you do extrinsic stuff like routing bandits, purging an evil tree spirits, and killing monsters stirring up environmental issues. It's not until the literal endgame that major plot revelations are revealed, but then it concludes on events to be further elaborated upon in the second title, Golden Sun: The Lost Age. The story intrigued me in the beginning, yeah, but I felt kinda detached from the grand scheme of things since it took so long for the story to pick back up after the beginning of the game. I have mixed feelings about the ending, but hey, I mean, at least it's continued in the sequel along with the password transfer system to recover my resources from the first game. I really gotta get to playing that sequel in the near future. All in all, it's blatantly clear that Golden Sun's battle presentation is stellar. From the phenomenal moving battle sprites, to the over-the-top summons, to the camera panning and shifting perspectives, it's astonishing how they made everything look this awesome on the Game Boy Advance. The gameplay is just as enjoyable to immerse yourself in as it is to watch, with click-flowing animations and gym mechanics sprinkling extra layers of convenience and strategy respectively. Psi energy use in the overworld is a fun little bonus that warrants understanding of scales outside of battles, which is needed in order to find more Jin to make your life easier. Annoying random encounters and some Jin placed in painfully obscure spots can be a bit mind-boggling, but they aren't terrible in retrospect. Although I have a few qualms with the handling of the story and characters, I still think that the gameplay execution is enough for anyone who plays it to indefinitely cherish it for what it has to offer, and I totally recommend Golden Sun to anyone looking for a short RPG to sink their teeth in.